All right, folks, we are going to open 100 collector's reserves. We're going to get some really cool, interesting titles that everybody loves and always equips. And we're going to open some variants and build a deck out of our variants. But today I have a very, very special guest. In fact, I currently have 746 special guests because I am actually streaming today. Oh, this is kind of a cool Iceman. It's sort of a weird pose if I look at it, but I like it. I like it anyway. I'm streaming today, so as I always do, I want to talk about the state of Marvel Snap and give you guys my thoughts about how much I love titles. Hey, drowning humor. Great. And just talk about what the game's up to, what I'm up to, all that fun stuff. But I thought I would let Twitch chat chime in with their feelings as well and like read some reactions and some thoughts. So I guess I will just go ahead and open it up to you guys first. How are you feeling about Marvel Snap? And, you know, of course, if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to comment your thoughts as well. Hawkeye, the Protege variant. That's pretty cool. Okay, I like the purple. Hawkeye's a good card at least. That'll be good for our variant deck later. How are you guys feeling about Marvel Snap? Like, what's your take on the state of the game? Are you even still playing? I know a lot of people watch me who don't play. In fact, I wonder if it's a majority. But I just want to read some opinions before I kind of give my stance and where I'm at lately. Ghost Spider, pretty sweet actually. Yeah, I like it. Ghost Spider, another pretty solid card too. I haven't played Snap in years. I just love your vids. Thank you. Thank you, Kirsten Lopez. Yeah, that's probably pretty common. Logging Snap at the moment. What does logging mean, Hoda? Like playing? Like logging hours? Game cost, or wait, game cost is down, play every day. Well, that's great. Good. I'm glad to have at least one. Oh, loving instead of logging. Oh, okay, great. That's good to know, dude. I suspect not everybody will be as positive, so it's good to open things up with at least some positivity. Watching without playing is the card game lifestyle. Ain't playing no more, but watching all your vids. Every season pass is the only meta is a bit disappointing. Yeah, that's definitely been, I will say the biggest difference for me lately in Marvel Snap is that I've always been, you know, doubtful on the kind of monetization and progression system side of stuff, right? But just, you know, it's a game, whatever. We just sort of tanked it. I never really noticed how the reserves have perspective as you move up and down the thing. That's kind of cool. You see the bottom of it and then you see the top of it because they're 3D objects. Anyway, you know, that's always been like, nah, whatever. Dan Hip Airshim. That's going to make our variant deck very good because it's going to be an Airshim deck. But I've always had fun with the gameplay. Like Marvel Snap, I've always said is like my favorite card game to play by a mile, which I think is still true today. But this last few weeks, I've probably been having notably less fun playing than normal. Like normally I would say I'm like 9 out of 10 playing, you know, maybe 8 out of 10 on bad days. This last couple weeks has been more like 6 out of 10 for me. And, you know, we all have moments, and like, you know, I've probably been a little more distracted doing like our game dev stuff and like Steam Next Fest. I get it. Like all those things are potentially clouding my instincts or feelings a little bit. But I also do think it's been just like the prevalence of Star-Lord. I feel like most of my opponents are the same 1 or 2 decks. And that's just, I think, a little bit less fun. Like for videos as well, I think people get bored watching me play against the same stuff over and over and over again all the time, right? I even like try to edit around that sometimes, but it's just hard because like sometimes the game or your deck is like doing something fun, the opponent is the same opponent or whatever. So I think I've had a harder time. Shu Lao probably like set the stage for that, and then Star-Lord came in and just like hammered it like 2 straight months of where it feels like a lot of similar opponents. Elsa, that's probably not as good for our variant deck, but not bad. A 3/5 is just an okay card. So that's, I think, probably been coloring my opinion a little bit on Marvel Snap. Plus, a lot of other people are saying the same thing. So you never know, like, how much of that sort of this feedback loop where it's like, am I influencing my viewers? Are they influencing me back? Are we just all kind of... So I don't try to be, like, outwardly negative about it or anything. I'm just... had a few videos where I've just been trying to scrape together some fun content. Missed half the month, but still love the game. I'm only missing Meek for collection complete. Nice, dude. What a funny last card. I haven't played Hearthstone or Snap in a few years, but still find your content amusing. Try most of your decks I see on YouTube. Snap is easily one of my favorite games right now. That's good. I'm always very happy to hear those. Like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, let's crap on the game, right? I'm actually trying to be a little more hopeful and find some you know, some positive feedback to maybe get me out of my doldrums a little bit, right? I think that's part of it. I like the game. I like to try to build creative decks. I think that's another side of it too. I do feel like this has kind of happened in every card game I've played, but as the game gets older and card pools get larger and synergies get more refined, I do think sort of off-meta creative stuff has a harder and harder time of competing. This definitely happened in Hearthstone for me, where the kind of distance between the good stuff and the average stuff just keeps ratcheting up and getting harder and harder for the average stuff to compete, which makes sense because of synergy creep. Like, you know, discard decks in Marvel Snap used to have like 8 cards that were good, and now they have like 16 cards that are good. And, you know, like the deck just keeps getting more and more synergistic and more refined, that a deck that is just sort of a pile of stuff might not be quite as good at competing with that. I do think cards like Aurora kind of come along and help. They sort of give you outlets to get power without as much of a core synergistic angle. So that's good. I recognize that exists. Some decks still feel like they can't quite keep up. So that's been another part of it for me too. I think that's maybe a card game thing to some extent that's unavoidable. Draft modes can certainly help. They did tease draft mode a little bit in a like Discord answer or something again, I feel like I saw recently. Feeling scared about the state of the community, hemorrhaging players, and hearing creators talk about branching out in a way that sounds like they're looking to maybe jump ship, which I can't blame for, but it would be a big hit. Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, that's kind of what happens sometimes with the games, these like death spirals, right? It's almost more like the narrative around the game takes control more than even like the reality around the game, right? That's why, again, I said I'm not trying to like doom spiral us. I'm trying to be realistic and read both sides of it and get full opinions on it. And that's why it's helpful to have you guys. If I was just in my own head, I don't know, I might be more negative. I don't know. I try to usually give things a pretty balanced take. And from the creator side of things, you're 100% right. It's really, really hard to like particularly be a full-time Marvel Snap content creator these days. Not that, you know, I've never thought that's like a right to be a content creator or anything. And, you know, it's like it's a more of a market demand thing, of course, like any other job, really. Like you can only do what the market demands. And if the market, you know, declines in a given game, of course, it can't support as many full creators. But I was going to show you guys, like, just to give you an example, like for the first time ever, I think in like 10 years on YouTube, I am really close to going subscriber negative over a month. I don't think this has ever happened before. I can't say that with certainty. It may have happened before, but like in February, I am only up 37 subscribers. Used to, that would be like 1,000, 2,000, even in bad months, maybe like 500. Because you'll see there are certain days and stuff I'm actually negative, like -3, -5, -26. This is probably when I posted a Raid Shadow Legends ad, honestly. I think that's why that one's lower. But, you know, just regular days where nothing remarkable happens, -5. And then like new card days, I maybe get, you know, a little positive here and there. First time ever, I think. Maybe it's happened before. I just can't remember if it has. But I will say part of that is like a natural thing that happens on YouTube, where the more subscribers that you have, the more subscribers you have that can unsubscribe. In other words, you know, if you have 10 subscribers and one guy unsubscribes, 10% of your subscriber base, right? And you gain 3 subscribers, you're still up a ton. You went from, you know, 10 to 9 to 12. So you went from 10 to 12, even though 10% of your subscribers unsubscribed. If 10% of your subscribers unsubscribe at 250,000, you're losing 25,000 subscribers, and you'd have to gain a new 25,000 to keep going up, right? So like, I think I have maybe 500 people a month unsubscribing or something. I don't know. You can look at that somewhere, but I don't know how to find it fast enough to do it. I don't know if it's on here anymore. There used to be like a negative subscribers thing you could click. So anyway, like you're kind of fighting against a higher and higher unsubscribe rate, even irregardless of anything to do with the game or whatever. It's almost an independent thing because there's just more and more people who don't do that. So it's one of those, like, you know, my fate on the channel is like my subscriber count is obviously directly tied to Marvel Snap, right? Because that's my main game on here, you know. Like, I'm actually gaining more subscribers right now on my Hearthstone side channel. If you look at my Hearthstone side channel, it's actually getting more subs than the Marvel Snap right now. Just because, like, I have less people to lose, but also I think Hearthstone's having a little bit of a moment. Like, I think it's kind of getting revitalized a little bit. I think, you know, I think it's having, it's not perfect, right? But I think it's having a little, I'm up 274 subscribers on YouTube, or on Hearthstone, with way fewer videos, like half as many videos probably. And some months even less than that. I only post like 7 or 8 or something. Instead of like 25. So I don't know, like that's, you know, and I was looking again on Steam like I always do, and you know, typical caveat here on the Steam stuff. Where is this window at? What are you doing, Steam window? Like SteamDB charts for Marvel Snap, right? Like it's down, man. It's still going way down. It's just going way down. I mean, you know, it's it had a bump in January a little bit for the start of the year, but now it's going back down again, you know, like a lot of red months. Again, you know, it's typical caveat. This is not, of course, the entire player base. There's not only 2,000 people playing Marvel Snap. There's, I don't even know, 100 times more probably on mobile than PC. I just don't think there's many people play on PC at all. I would imagine mobile is 95% of the player base or more, but one could imagine that these same trends persist across both platforms, right? So, you know, if you lose 50% of your players over the last year, have you also lost 50% of your players on mobile in the last year? You know what I mean? Like if this goes from 8K in February of last year to 4K in February of this year, that's more than a half of the player base gone. Did that also happen on mobile? You have to ask that question, right? And maybe not that bad. Could be worse for all we know. That's always like, oh man, what's going on? Like, why are so many people abandoning the game? What is the core kind of problem there? And I will say too, my views also reflect that. My views went from like 80, 90,000 per video down to like 40, 45 right now, which seems kind of stabilized, but then there's still videos that are like 35. So it's like, well, a lot of the data is pointing to the game being about half as popular as it was a year ago, right? Which happens. Games lose players over time. I would argue half in a year is a perilous decline, though. Like that seems like a lot for a game that's not like, you know, maybe sometimes, you know, a game that comes out has like a big few weeks and then it dies quickly. Marvel Snap was already established and stuff and then tanked half. That seems scary. So, you know, a lot of weird little things pointing in a lot of different directions for Snap that aren't great. So I don't know. I like seeing the comments saying I'm having a lot of fun with the game. Sorry, I said I was going to read your guys' comments and I kind of started ranting again. Yeah, Twitch drops have definitely clouded the numbers on Twitch. For like Twitch streamers, their numbers have been way down, which sucks. I hate to see that for them. But, you know, drops were like a big part of the Twitch, like why people played. But yeah, a lot of people too reporting like their alliances, like their alliance members are way down and like activities way down. So like a lot of players are seeing it, you know, it's not just like a content creator thing. It's and I feel like, to me it feels like I don't know that Snap has done anything that like feels, I got way out of order here. I don't feel like they've reacted in a way that seems to indicate the feelings everybody's having, you know, like they haven't done any like desperate like change to like rally the player base or anything as far as I can tell. I'm always waiting, like when's the big announcement coming? When's the big thing to get all the players back? And it just never seems to happen. I don't know if it's just taking too long. Part of me wonders, like, has Second Dinner given up and just kind of riding into the sunset until their next game comes out? That is a sick variant, by the way. Wow. That is so cool. Love the, you know, stark red on the black and white. That is so sick. Really cool, man. Love the detail. That is a plus variant. Oh yeah, the review scores on the App Store too hurt. It's hard. Like sometimes that scares away new players. Like that's all tough. Hey, Girthquake, thanks for the 59-month sub, by the way. That's insane. I think I missed a membership on YouTube, by the way. Ruben Blanton, thank you for the membership. That's very nice. Appreciate it. That's basically a Twitch sub, but on YouTube. What has YouTube been saying? I feel like I didn't read their stuff. Regis, it's weird for me seeing you do live stream. Greeting from Argentina, dude. Wow, thank you. Way down there. Hearthstone is the digital card game. I feel like it will always have fluctuations, but always comes back around. I think that's a pretty fair thing to say. Yeah, I wonder if they will eventually need to update it somehow in a bigger way, Hearthstone 2.0 type thing. But yeah, I think that's fair. What's weird is I felt like just 2 seasons ago the game and meta were in such a good place. Yeah, it's definitely felt worse for me lately. Dramatically worse lately, yeah. I literally feel like it's kind of just the 2 season pass cards, which, you know, there's this narrative that the season pass cards are always broken. I don't think that's been true historically necessarily, although now I kind of want to look at that now that I said that. Let's see. Marvel Snap season pass card. There have been some whiffs anyway. They're not like always broken, but now I got to look this up. Have Marvel Snap season pass cards always been broken? Let's do the numbers. This card does not look like it's going to be broken to me, by the way. Star-Lord, pretty broken. Shulao, broken. Weapon X, not broken. Spider-Punk, not broken. I mean, I think both of these are viable, but not broken. Scarlet Witch, not broken, but good. You know, let's do 5 stars. 5, 5, 3, 4, 4, 2. Viv really didn't get played much. Galactus, not broken, but pretty good. 4, 5. This was broken. This was broken. 5. Esme, 3. Captain Carter, kind of 4. Agamotto, not a bad card, but kind of 2. Pretty much 5. Pretty much 5. Pretty much 5. Surtur actually was broken for a while. 5. Agent Venom's been pretty good. 4. Spider-Man wasn't really broken at the time. Pretty good now. Maybe 3. Probably 4 for Bishop. She's really good, but wasn't like broken feeling. Gwenpool kind of broken, maybe 4.5. Gilgamesh bad. 2. Not a bad card, but just didn't hit. Blink wasn't good at the time. 2. Zemo, okay. 3. Was Ho broken at first? Was it her like pre-release that was broken? I can't remember, but kind of 4. Swan, 2. Scar, probably 3 or 4. Shaw, 3. Marvel was broken. 5. Elsa was kind of broken, right, for a little bit, maybe 4.5. Loki super broken. 5. Dakin was bad for a long time. Phoenix Force, not great. Ghost Spider wasn't good. Nebula was good, but not broken. These are kind of so old now, I don't even like looking at these, but I don't know. I mean, they've definitely been good on average. A few stinkers here and there, but most of these have been nerfed, right, when we look. And this one has not been nerfed, but is very good. Carter got buffed, actually. She was bad at first, right? She was more like a 2 at first. I kind of forgot she was bad. So I don't know. That's definitely lately they felt broken, but I don't know if that's historically been a trend. But yeah, Zombie Scarlet Witch had to get buffed. You're right. Yeah, she wasn't broken initially. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's fair to say they're all broken. It's fun to meme on that sometimes, but there are plenty of other criticisms to levy against Marvel Snap's kind of progression and stuff and monetization. I don't think you have to levy the all season pass cards are broken, but it does suck that it's been 2 in a row. And I think really the bigger challenge is just the delay in reacting to them. Like, we're getting an OTA tomorrow. Surely Star-Lord will be impacted tomorrow. But he came out, what, 3 weeks ago? Over 3 weeks ago? So you have to wait over 3 weeks to see the impact happen? Like, that feels too long to me. I something about the patch scheduling, I'm sure they don't want to do it on the OTA right after he comes out, but maybe, I don't know, they need to bake in some more outlets or something to change that, because I feel like it's just waiting too long. All right, let's build our variant deck. We opened all our reserves while ranting more than ever. Let's see here. We got a Havoc. We got a Miss Marvel. I didn't even notice that. Blob, Toxin, Scarlet Witch. This is a pretty good deck, guys. This is a pretty good deck. Ain't a bad deck, dude. Blob, Airshim's a sick combo. Miss Marvel's solid. Elsa's good. I wish we had a little higher curve, but Airshim will fix that. It's not a bad deck. Some stuff like Ghost Spider is kind of a throwaway, but can make some big plays. Toxin's like kind of mad. This is a great variant too, by the way. I gotta rate these variants. 3 stars, 2 stars, 4 stars, 2 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 2 stars, 4 stars, and I don't know, something about his body's bothering me. 2 stars. I thought I liked him more at first, but pretty good variant haul too, man. Not bad at all. All right, we're gonna play 3 games with this deck, guys. Can we win with the variant deck? I don't know. We're gonna try. We're gonna try. Let me get Untapped back up. Erisham. Erisham sure helps, man. Used to I would like add Erisham on here to cheat and make the deck better, but we just got him for free. That really helps. That makes life a lot better. Untapped is hopefully loading, but we'll figure it out. Daredevil's great. Yeah. Red Skull off the Erisham. I mean, it could be okay, honestly. This would be amazing, but hard to get working. High Evo decks. Oh. High Evo deck's gonna be tough. Yeah. Negative Zone. Oh man, Negative Zone High Evo is like particularly bad too, right? It's just really bad. It's tough. Why did that like animate? Did you guys see that? He animated, right? I'm not losing my mind. None of the things happened that are supposed to happen to activate him, but I feel like he just animated. I might just have to take a sneaky blob steal here. I don't know how else to win this game. I'm really annoyed they played mid again already. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Why did I put Skull mid? I don't know why. Stupidity is really the only explanation. I think because I was set on putting blob left. I don't know why I put the Red Skull mid. Stupidity and distraction while talking about the stupid wild child, I think, is why. I think your layout needs to be changed. No, it's right. It's just Untapped's not loading up for some reason. No, sorry. You guys get to enjoy this nice drop, this space view. Pretend you're in a spaceship and you're looking outside. I mean, Blob does probably contest the Star-Lord here pretty well. It might make them double down again, right? 9, actually? Ugh. Hoping for a bigger hit. I mean, of course, Negative Zone. I mean, it does hold, importantly, and we're actually somehow ahead right, technically, too. Maybe we're going to stumble our way into this after all. Oh, I literally can't add power right, though. I can barely add power. I literally can't add power left either. No way this holds. 0 chance. No, we are 100% dead. Nope. Nope. We lose. We don't care. We're only playing 3 games anyway. Yeah, it's the air. Yeah, that's what Erisham sees when he's playing Marvel Snap. You're right. That's perfect. We are gonna hold left, but we're not holding right, and I can't imagine how we'd ever hold mid with the Red Skull here. Honestly, it's like closer than I thought it'd be. It's really the Red Skull difference, I guess. We're up 9 though, not 8. Yeah, I should have just played Red Skull right. It still would have lost, it looks like. He would have been what, like 12 versus 12? But they could have definitely planned around that. Yeah, I don't think it really mattered, but it's definitely not right to put him in. Do you think creators dropping off influence others to drop off? I've noticed creators on Twitter, Drew Molt, Cozy Dog, Orange, Rad, Gazarit, Blade, are basically not posting Snap at all anymore. You think casuals care or not notice? I don't think ultimately, I don't think most people's loyalty to creators is so much that it would like make them stop playing the game like individually. But yeah, I mean, I could imagine like an additive effect where at some level, you know, you just eventually get so discouraged or don't have enough people you like that it just kind of all, you know, it kind of just makes you over time lose a little attachment to the game and a little excitement, and you know that eventually you kind of have to have a threshold of excitement to keep playing something, right? And like you eventually kind of fall below that threshold, I think. I guess Miss Marvel here is pretty cool in theory. I might have to commit a card right next turn, like a War Machine, which is kind of bad for Stark Tower, but I don't want to lose Hala necessarily. Would also be nice to check that out on Morlock, I guess. But I don't have good splits on math. So I think you do this. This should hold, but Erisham 9's like a crazy high power total. Might even hold the whole game in some ways. Wild Child, Adam Warlock. It's like a Phantom. Oh no, they're also Erisham. Oh my god, I didn't even see. How did they miss so hard on these curve hits? Kushidala, by the way, maybe try to win with second favorite variants. Are you my YouTube commenter always asking for second favorite variants and stuff here? Man Thing, not too bad. He's getting destroyed. I like that they went for it. That's cool, dude. That's good news for us. Oh, they actually kind of traded that power in though into Wild Child. That's fun. That's actually a sick little play. You probably go 2 cards here, right? Just to maximize Stark Tower. And Havoc, normally I'd feel bad about, but I think with just a Blob anyway, we don't really mind losing the energy. Blob could swing mid. You feel pretty good about right against another Erisham deck, which, by the way, what are the odds I played another Erisham deck? I haven't played against Erisham in weeks, I feel like. I hate to always stoke the flames of the matchmaking conspiracy stuff because I don't actually believe in any of the like matchmaking conspiracy stuff that so many of you do and tell me about all the time. But at the same time, like, what are the odds really, you know? Oh, Isan's sick though. That's a good play. I mean, Blob can go here though. They don't have anything, do they? No. You just go Blob, right? Oh, it sucks because like, I don't know, like, can they manage 9 here and 3 here? And how good is the Isan? Like, Blob probably always beats Isan, right? Like, they play mid and let Isan roll here, don't they? But on that note, like, why not just do this then? I guess because that means you know you're losing right for free to Isan always. And why lose it for free? Doesn't break this. Havoc's still gaining points there, so I think it's this. Oh my god, they just went... They're trusting Isan so hard. 15 is so good. The Isan cannot possibly beat this. There's no chance on earth. Incoming Fin Fang Foom, right? Wait, was this Sandman? They weren't related in any way, were they? We both get Erisham Sandman hits here? Definitely rigged. Good win, though. Good win. Nice. Miss Marvel was actually pretty clutch there. Really, really strong card. Super high output. Held mid her own. Like, that's really cool. Did Untap not load up? Oh my god, it didn't. You're right. What the heck, dude? I forgot about it. It's Erisham anyway. Like, who cares? We don't need it, you know? You just guys are getting that pretty view. Havoc early every time. Get out of my hand. We are getting Blob a lot, though, which is pretty good. Malekith also, I would say, pretty decent. You really like those turn 3 plays for Erisham. 4-drops are such a good play in this deck now. Oh, Hala, that power doesn't get added in, though, so that's not really very useful. We just had these same 2 locations, right? Just not in the same spots, but almost. Milano, that's a good fill-in usually. Drax, okay. Another good 4-drop, maybe. Drax Hala is kind of a neat idea, right? I don't think they go for it, though, do they? They could. They're going to be playing a Wiccan. I think they just play Wiccan left, don't they? You don't want to play with the speed because you want bodies in Stark Tower. Did I just play Invisible Woman on turn 3 instead of the 4-drop? I did. Because it's turn 4 right now. A genius. Oh, I'm not a... Oh, I'm a genius. It's fine. 8's enough. 8's enough. They don't have the Wiccan. 8's enough, though. This is 2 straight games we've won Hala against a 7-power card. I'm just a genius. You gotta go like this, right? You gotta. Blob just flips right later. He'll be crazy. It makes Nova stronger. You're getting a lot of buffs. This might be a high roll play. Yeah, this is it. It's Blob. You are not getting the buff on the Malekith card, but you don't really care. Rocket, okay. Diamondback is... Yeah, I mean, we're still ahead there, importantly. I mean, they might have a loot cage that flips a lot of power, though. Iceman. Yeah, not the best hit, but we are gaining another 5 basically 7 points left. You trust this right always. Yeah, I think this holds. Maybe. I don't know. It's only 7 points. The 8-point lead. Luke Cage adds a lot of points here. But I mean, if they play Luke Cage, what's left here? You know, like it can't be big enough, can it? Luke Cage right plus card left. They're just giving up left. Yeah, nice. Blob holds surely, right? Surely Blob holds. Not guaranteed. Oh, Hazmat's fine, I think. Yeah. Nice, dude. Wiccan in hand, funnily enough. Yeah, nice, dude. Blob clutching it. This is a good little run. Gaining some cubes, man. Even after I misplayed my turn 4 play. Just kind of worked out anyway. All right. Did we win 2 out of 3? Yeah, 2. We lost that Red Skull game. That's right. Yeah, 2 out of 3 is great. I'm gonna have to climb with Erisham this month, aren't I? Really good run, man. Really good run.